Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing fantastically well. It is Connor here, and we've got the rumour mill for you today. It's 6 a.m. I'm very tired, but we're getting it out for you, of course, on the Mon. I might schedule this for a little bit later on. I am relatively busy today, unfortunately, but I'm going to get you guys this content as always. Now listen, we've got a lot of rumours on the mill. See that? That's me flipping a page because we've got so many rumours on the mill. So make sure you stay tuned to the end, guys, because we've got some big things coming up on this pad. If you're not commenting, if you're not liking, if you're not subscribing, what are you doing? The subscriber rate, it's bad, guys. It's bad because guess what? There is now 50% of you who are watching my videos who aren't subscribed. What are you doing? Go do it if you would. It really helps me out. It just indicates that you're enjoying the content, etc., etc. Right. With no further ado, let's get into it. Dale Fry at Middlesbrough. Centre-back, I've seen him a couple of times play against Leeds United. Apparently, we are interested, according to Football League World. If I had the zoom in feature, I would. But listen, Dale Fry, apparently Leeds United are interested in him. Leeds are amongst big admirers, apparently, of Dale Fry. It's us, Burnley, Wolves and Brentford. Brentford apparently are the most keen on the 23-year-old. But what's the big thing about Dale Fry? It's versatility. He can play left back, he can play centre back, and I think that's a big thing for Marcelo Bielsa. Could he implement him into a defensive midfielder? That is another option that that we've seen Marcelo Bielsa do with the entirety of his centre-backs, really, aside from Liam Cooper, I think. So listen, there is a lot of potential there in Dale Fry as a football player. Would Leeds go in for him as a potential replacement for Gaetano Berardi? I don't know. We've got some news later on as well, which is about another centre-back potentially leaving Leeds United. So maybe Leeds do need to reinforce in that area. We are sort of quite reliant as well on Charlie Cresswell being able to make that step up. We've obviously got Llorente, Koch, Cooper, and Strauch. We've got those as a four. A brilliant four, may I add. But does Marcelo Bielsa want another contingency plan in there? We'll have to wait and see. I do doubt it. But are Leeds going to be making plans in the near future for obviously Liam Cooper not being a massive part of the squad and being rotation? I've seen it online in terms of Liam Cooper's going to be funneled out of the side because of his age. I mean, he's 31? I think we've got him for a few years yet, and Liam Cooper has been fabulous this season. You might have a bit of an agenda against him, which, I do and I don't get really, but Cooper's been fabulous this season. You can't deny that. I would say out of all our centre-backs, he's made the least amount of mistakes. And that's true. Cooper's been fabulous this season. So him coming in as a rotation option for me is absolutely fine. Blackpool are in for Casey. Now, this is what I was talking about with the centre-backs. And obviously, we've got Gaetano Berardi who's left. We've got Casey who's potentially leaving. But apparently, Critchley wants Casey. Ollie Case is potentially going to Blackpool. So there you go. I mean, Casey, do I ever see him breaking into this Leeds United setup? I don't. I really don't. When you produce youngsters, it doesn't mean every single youngster is going to play for Leeds United. That's not how football works. Youngsters can be produced for a selling value, of course, and I do wonder if that is Ollie Casey's purpose at Leeds United at this moment in time. When I've seen Casey play, he's looked okay. He's a youngster. He's 20 years old. I don't necessarily think he looks better than Charlie Cresswell. I think Cresswell's ahead of him in the pecking order. And then you've got to look at the products that we're going to have at Leeds United for some years to come now. Llorente is 27, Robin Koch 24, Strauch is 21. So we've got a lot of potential there in centre-backs and longevity. So I do think Casey is going to have to look at other options, to be honest. And the interesting part of this, guys, is that Blackpool actually want to sign him. It's not about a loan fee. They actually want to sign Ollie Casey, which is really interesting. So that's one to keep an eye on. Ben White's price tag has gone through the roof, which I thought was quite a topical thing to discuss on the rumour mill. We were close to getting him last year, or were we close? We don't know. Brighton were holding out. They were not going to sell this guy. Why? They were smart. They saw the projection. If this guy was at Leeds and he had the same projection, and Brighton, he'd been at Brighton on loan, and we'd have the same partnership in terms of if roles were reversed, Leeds wouldn't let him go. He has that potential. For me, aside from you look at Cody, you look at Mings, he's on a different level. How Tyrone Mings is in this side and Ben White isn't starting ahead of him England side, I have no idea. And I'm hoping GS, Mr. Waistcoat Man, sees now that with Ben White in this setup, he's going to see him in comparison to Cody, in comparison to Tyrone Mings. Because, we all love Ben White, don't we? We all love Ben White. We've got an affinity from him. Him and affinity for him. Him and Calvin are still best mates. You love to see it. And hopefully, if we can't get that enjoyment from Leeds, then those two being together, we'll see it from England. And it's great to see him doing so well. And Leeds fans hijacked the award last night or the other night, which was hilarious. Ben White was the player of the year, which a lot of Brighton fans disagreed with. I think they wanted to give it to Yves Bissouma, who's a phenomenal player and had a phenomenal season. But Leeds fans were there giving it to Ben White. He sort of is still a Leeds player in Leeds fans' minds, which is bizarre but hilarious at the same time. Rodrigo in the Spain squad. There has been a COVID outbreak within the Spanish squad. I believe it's Sergio Busquets who had it on, I think it was Sunday, from reports this morning. I think it was just Sergio Busquets who had it on Sunday, and there's been a bit of an outbreak. Their match with, I believe it is Lithuania tonight, has been cancelled as a matter of fact. So Rodrigo is in pole position to come in as sort of it sounds bizarre, but a bit of a COVID replacement, someone who can fit in the side, who obviously doesn't have symptoms. And yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that one. We don't really know what's going on. Progress is happening at this moment in time within the Spanish squad in terms of finding that solution out. So that's all I can say about that, really. A lot of people talking about Marcelo Bielsa's future. Well, what was he pictured doing this morning? Yes, he was pictured coaching the Leeds United, I believe, under 11s, or it was some sort of under 11 side. Marcelo Bielsa was pictured coaching them. Now, this is a guy who has a summer off. He can do whatever he wants. He's had 3 intense years at Leeds United. He could be in his office, acquiring transfer targets. He could be at home, chilling out, feet up, having a coffee, having one of his Argentinian coffees. But no, what's he doing? He's out coaching under 11s within the Leeds United community. And this just shows the man's need for football and the committed nature he has for this Leeds United side. And this Leeds United, not just the side, the entire blueprint of Leeds, the community, everything. He wants to develop Leeds United as a project. We look at Parag Marath, we look at Andrea Ratrasani, we look at all these people who are the owners who are developing Leeds as a brand. Marcelo Bielsa is as intertwined with that as anybody else. And you can see that when he's doing that this morning. A lot of people say, will he stay at Leeds? Well, of course he's staying at Leeds. I keep saying this, we've got the transfer targets. If he was leaving, he'd have left by now. And he's out coaching in the community in Leeds. Of course he's staying. Listen, stop worrying about it. Really, stop worrying about it. We know way before with this guy if and when he's going to be leaving. Because there will be a point where we'll have to endure life without Bielsa. But at this moment in time, I think we're doing absolutely fine. PSG want Illan Meslier. They've been monitoring Meslier now for 6 months, and they see him as attainable over De Gea and Lloris. That's according to several outlets. Listen, we've seen what is football agency, I think it's called Foot Agency, has said. The Foot Agency has said over the past couple of days in terms of his future. But Illan Meslier is being monitored by PSG. Will it happen this season? I don't think so. Could it happen next season? Potentially, with obviously Keylor Navas. I think he's 33, 34, could even be older. Leaving their side. He's going to be leaving their side very, very soon, in my personal opinion. They're evidently looking for other targets, and they see Meslier as more attainable than De Gea and Lloris. I mean, I look at the price tag, and I think what we would sell him for now would be well in excess of 40 million, to be quite honest with you. His age, his projection, 100%. And if PSG think that's more attainable, that's fair enough. They might be able to get De Gea at a cheaper price at this moment in time, but his wages are going to be sky high. Illan Meslier is a project. He's someone who we're going to be seeing at the upper echelon of the goalkeeping world now for the next 15 years. Are Leeds going to be able to hold on to him? I don't know in terms of long term, but the head of the football agency that he is part of has come out and said that he expects him to stay at Leeds, obviously, because he wants to be playing football. He's played football now in the Premier League. Why would he go to PSG to sit on the bench to a Keylor Navas, for 2 or 3 seasons? He's not going to do it. Why would he do that? It's just not going to happen. So there you go. I don't think Meslier will be going It's going to be interesting to see whether or not Leeds are able to keep him over the next couple of years. That's going to be very interesting indeed. Fascinating, I should say. Apparently, West Ham are in pole position for Nandez at Cagliari. We've been speaking about it on the rumour mill now for so many weeks. We don't know what's going to happen with Nandez, but now West Ham are in the race for the Uruguayan midfielder. So what's going to happen there, we don't know. It's going to be a battle if it is an English battle between Leeds and West Ham. Roma have thrown the hats into the mix with Jose Mourinho. What will happen there? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see with that one. But the player does want to move to the Premier League. Let's all laugh at Liverpool. Why, you ask, Connor? Because apparently, according to Sportsmole and Sports Lens, Liverpool are in the hunt for RAPHINHA. We saw a reported £32 million bid apparently on the table for Leeds last week, which we all laughed at. We've seen what Buendia's gone for, upwards of 40 million. He's not done half of what RAPHINHA's done, and they offered 32 million, and now allegedly they've put in a Harry Wilson swap. Oh my God, Harry Wilson for RAPHINHA. Let's all laugh at Liverpool's bidding process. That ain't going to happen. Why on earth would we do that? Let's laugh at that bid. I mean, come off it. Harry Wilson for RAPHINHA. And this is, whether or not this is true or not, we do not know. This is the rumour mill, guys. But at the end of the day, if they're that arrogant that they think they can even put £32 million down and we're going to accept it, or they think that we can swap 15 million quid or whatever and Harry Wilson on top for RAPHINHA. It's the arrogance of the top six. We all know that the top four, the top two, the top three are even worse, but at least you'll see Man United and Man City slapping down big offers at the start, and Man United in particular slapping down big offers. I mean, earlier on we were seeing Man United apparently interested in RAPHINHA, and the first bid was going to be close to 60 million. Liverpool trying to mug people off. Mug clubs off, putting £32 million down, allegedly. And Harry Wilson, I mean, come off it. Guys, if you've enjoyed it, I will see you tomorrow morning. Apologies, this is probably going to be uploaded later on in the day. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow morning, and I hope you've enjoyed this one. Like, comment, and subscribe. I want to know exactly what your thoughts are on what we've spoken about on the mill this morning. There's been a lot of development in certain areas, huge amount of rumours this morning. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. As I say, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Guys, I will see you in a bit. Goodbye.